closer, I'm immune to your charms.
I never hit you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
That audio sounds terrible. All right, let's try this again. Did you know that this is one of the movies that I was most excited to talk about whenever we started this podcast?
Did you know that this was one of the movies that I was most excited about this month?
This month?
No, in general, but I did. I was really excited about this one, and I was sad we had to wait until February.
Because we wanted a Valentine's themed episode.
Yeah.
And it's
What's better than Valentine?
being released 3, 4, 6,
No, not 6. Valentine's Day was Friday.
which was 3 days ago now.
Yeah. So,
Either way, it's still late.
it's fine.
It's fine.
If we were smart, we would have had it released right after Valentine's Day.
You know, for whatever reason in my head, the schedule made sense. But then I, oh my gosh, that sounds so much better. I don't know what happened to the schedule because this is not being released anywhere near Valentine's Day.
Well, someone got the flu.
True.
So,
Very true. Welcome to Bad Movie Date Night, the only and best podcast being recorded in a closet right this second, in which me and my wife talk about bad movies and share our thoughts and opinions with you, the listeners, our
my
audience.
wife and I.
My wife and I. See, I said we, but
Right.
I thought that it sounded too much like me, so I thought I would try to correct myself, but I just bungled that whole thing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this week we're going to talk about the 2001 slasher horror film Valentine, directed by our favorite bad movie director, actually one of our many favorite bad movie directors, Jamie Blanks, who also directed Urban Legend, one of our favorite movies ever. And, fun fact, this was like his last American movie that he directed.
Really?
Yeah.
Jamie Blanks.
Jamie Blanks. The supposed future of horror, because he was originally signed on to direct I Know What You Did Last Summer, and then he did not, for various reasons.
What, like, not documentary, but we watched, like, some behind the scenes about him.
Yeah,
but
it
not
was-
this movie.
It was Urban Legend.
Oh, that's right.
We were watching
That's
all
right.
the thing, and they were like, found this hip young director. He was so good at horror. He's like, yeah, I'm good at horror. And then we got Urban Legend, which is like not great, but it's pretty good. In this movie, not great, but pretty good.
I think they're both great.
You know what I realized this time around?
What?
This movie is not satisfying in the end.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I guess like every time I watch it, like, okay, so the first time we watched it, I was like, oh yeah. It makes total sense that he is the killer.
Yeah.
But then the more I watched it, the more I thought, wait a second.
No, it makes sense that he's the killer.
But like, why would he kill the maid or Campbell?
Okay,
Or-
I do think he got a little trigger happy. He was just like, boom. Or that
Or-
guy that was creeping on his girl.
Well, I think that makes sense because he
that
was
one
like,
does make a
he
little
was
bit.
like protecting her or whatever. But
I
then,
think-
like, why does he kill the girl with the sweater when he never met her
Well,
before?
I think he kills her because she saw him with the maid.
Right. So,
So
why
she
did
was
he kill
like,
the maid?
Oh, I gotta kill.
Why did he kill Campbell? Why was he?
Well, I think he
there,
kills Campbell because he's a bad person. Like, Campbell's a bad person.
But he never met Campbell.
But like,
Literally, all the only.
what's her face talks about him. Katie talks about him.
You mean Dorothy?
Dorothy. Who is Katie?
There is not a Katie in
No,
this
no,
movie.
no, no.
Oh, Kate.
Kate. Yeah,
The main
Kate
girl.
talks about him.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the only conversation that he has with her about him.
No, I think we just
is-
assume, like, you know, because at one point Kate goes, yeah, that guy Campbell's staying with, like, Dorothy, and she doesn't even know him, and, like, I just think, I mean, it has to be him. His nose bleeds every time he makes a kill.
Right. It has to be him.
It has to be
but
him.
like, there's no satisfying catharsis to the reveal.
I think that there is. There just is. I think that there is. I think it keeps you guessing. And then when you see the nosebleed, you're like, it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to hear it.
I mean, I have no other response to that.
Good.
So this movie has a wonderful cast: Denise Richards, David Boreanaz, Katherine Heigl, Jessica Cauffiel, Jessica Capshaw, and Marley Shelton.
Yeah. Stellar cast.
It is a stellar cast. I don't know who any of the other people are. Like, I don't know who Daniel Cosgrove is, who played Campbell, and I don't know.
He did look familiar, but I'm not sure.
You know what I realized this time?
What?
He looks like the Hemsworth brother that's in Westworld.
Yeah, he does.
I forget which one that is. There's Chris, and then there's
It's not
Liam,
Chris.
and then
I don't
who's the
think
other
it's
one?
Liam. It's the other one we don't know.
Caitlin, you're gonna make me look him up.
No, I
right
don't
now,
care
aren't you?
enough to look him up.
No, I have to look him up because I have to be right all the time.
Well, you wouldn't be right.
Luke Hemsworth.
Chris, Luke, and Liam
Yeah. They,
ran out of L names.
well, they should have run out of C names because isn't
Chris was the oldest.
I don't know. I just always assumed he was the oldest.
He looks
Maybe
the
Luke
oldest.
is the oldest.
Yeah, maybe.
Jessica Capshaw, she's the one that's in Grey's Anatomy, right? The one that played Dorothy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just saw the picture for the trailer, and it made me laugh so hard.
The girl laying in the field.
In the field, the girl's not even in the movie.
Yeah, I was so disappointed whenever she says that line. I was like, oh, that's a trailer line right there. When
Yeah.
Denise Richards, she gets up out of the hot tub and she holds up the rose and she says, "Do you want to be my Valentine?"
Yeah,
Because that is 100% an early 2000s trailer line.
yeah.
But instead, it's just a girl laying in the field saying, he loves me not.
And this
then
girl's not
she
even in the
dies.
movie.
No.
Okay,
Stupid.
so that was dumb.
David Boreanaz. He's cool. Mm-hmm. He was in that show Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Bones.
He's the main guy from Bones.
Is he the main guy from... He is the main guy from Bones.
What? No.
How have
that
I
makes sense.
How have I watched episodes of Bones and
you
not
didn't
realize
know?
that?
I didn't even watch episodes of Bones. Oh, but I knew that.
Marley Shelton. What's she been in? Never Been Kissed, Planet Terror, Bubble Boy. Have you seen Bubble Boy?
No, but it's referenced in Seinfeld, so
Well,
I feel like that's something we need to watch.
It's a weird movie. Like, if you think, man, you know who's a really interesting guy? Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's in it? Oh, we gotta watch it.
He's the Bubble Boy.
Oh, we're watching that tomorrow. I freaking love Jake Gyllenhaal.
It's all about this boy that, like, has to live in a bubble. And I think he, like, falls in love with this girl. And so he has to, like, chase her down.
In his bubble?
In his bubble.
Oh, that's funny.
It's a weird movie. If this tells you anything, it's one of those movies that they used to play on Comedy Central all the time.
Hey, she's an Uptown girl, too.
I do not remember that movie, and I
It's got,
can tell you for a fact that I've seen it
Brittany
multiple
Murphy.
times. That's the one where she's all obsessed with, like, rich living, and she has to, like, become a maid, right?
Yeah. Or a
And
nanny or something
There's
like
that
that.
song, Sheets of Egyptian Cotton.
Sure.
Is that same movie?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the movie very well either. I think I watched it once.
Oh, okay. Denise Richards.
She's in
lots of things. She is in
Love
Starship
Actually.
Troopers, Wild Things. She's most well known from Melrose Place, something I've never seen, but you're interested in watching now.
I am?
You said that when we watched this.
I don't remember saying that. What's Melrose? Oh, it's the sitcom-y thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to see that. I do.
Because you have a problem with sitcoms.
I love me some sitcoms. Love me sitcoms.
Jessica Cauffiel, who's in Urban Legends Final Cut.
Woo woo!
We'll talk about that. She's
Legally
in Legally
Blonde.
Blonde. Katherine Heigl. She is a second timer on this podcast.
Second
with Jessica
timer.
Cauffiel.
We should have a special sound we make for that. Like, ding, 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 ding.
No, it's got to be better than that.
All right. Wooga.
What if we just had like party favors? Like,
She is second timer.
yeah, we could do the second timer thing for Katherine Heigl, Jessica Cauffiel, and actually that's it.
How come we haven't watched more movies with Denise Richards? Because I feel like she's not a good actress.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, but tell me this: how is it that she, next to David Boreanaz, is the best actress in this movie?
Glad you clarified next to David Boreanaz. But the answer is I don't know.
Also next to Katherine Heigl, but I feel like
But
she doesn't
she doesn't
really
count,
count
yeah.
because she
Dies.
literally dies.
Oh, Katherine Heigl's in this movie?
I could not tell if you were being serious or not.
Actually, you know who might be better than Denise Richards is the JM guy, the other JM, Jeremy or whatever.
The little kid? Oh, the guy who played Jason?
Yeah, Jason.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this movie has Adam J. Harrington in it, which literally the only thing that I recognize him from is if you've ever seen the episode of Parks and Rec with Congressman Murray, who is the congressman that April and Ben go to work for, and he's known, like, he's really funny because he just sits at his desk and stares off into the distance like a robot. That's what he is from, but he plays a character who is highly suspicious, but also refers to himself in the third person. What is this? Drop Dead Diva? It's got that guy from that show, Ben Feldman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I kind of want to watch this. A vapid, aspiring model killed in a car crash gets brought back to life as an intelligent, overweight lawyer hoping to find the meaning of inner beauty.
Okay.
I need that now. All right. Does that cover all the actors in this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hey, tell me your thoughts of this movie. Tell me what you thought the first time we watched it and the second and third time we watched it.
I loved every viewing.
I was surprised that we hadn't seen it for almost a whole year.
I think we should watch it every Valentine's Day.
We do need a Valentine's Day movie like we
And
have
what
our
better than
Halloween
this?
movie. Oh, yeah. There's literally not a better Valentine's Day movie out there.
No. I enjoyed watching it with your mom and sister this time. They were funny because they couldn't figure out who the killer was. And even when it was revealed, they still didn't understand.
And you know...
Well, your mom didn't. I'm not sure if Bailey did.
That was why I kind of said that it wasn't satisfying, because if they can't get it, then why?
I mean, I feel like sometimes your mom might not get it. No, like, I love your mom so much. But I don't think that, like, sometimes she needs things explained to her. She doesn't pay good attention in movies.
No, nobody in my family does.
So I feel like that's why they missed it.
Yeah, that's also true. My family's the worst.
No, they're not. at watching movies, maybe.
Yes, they're the worst at watching movies.
But I really enjoyed watching it with them, and I thought it was really good. And I thought it held its viewing. It was just as good as the first time. Even though we also watched it like back to back, basically, and I enjoyed it both times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you?
So I definitely don't like this movie as much as Urban Legend.
No.
Urban Legend is just completely bonkers.
Right. It's not as good as Urban Legends, but it's still great.
But it's still fun.
It's great.
I was trying to find that thing. But yeah, I love this movie. I love J.V. Blanks. I'm sad that he didn't make more movies.
Yeah.
He was supposed to make I Know What You Did Last Summer. I can't remember if I said that already or not.
You did.
Okay. Well,
you need to wake up.
yeah. I think we should also note that something that you and I really love are post-Scream teen slasher movies. Mm-hmm. I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, Valentine, other movies that we haven't even seen yet. Because they're not good.
No.
It's like they saw Scream and they said, you know what made this really good? Teenagers being killed. Oh, you mean the same thing that's been happening since the 70s? No.
I feel like they were like, oh, all you need to make a horror movie is a masked killer, some teenagers. Except these were like young adults. Because they all lived by themselves, besides Paige, but...
Yeah, that's the other thing, too, is that it's not necessarily teenagers. It's like college age or older.
I think they're older. They all had, like, jobs. None of them went to school.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, like, in Urban Legend, like, they're all in college. Or I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, they're graduating high school.
Right,
and they're, like,
right.
going to college.
Yeah. So we just need young adults, a masked killer, and some pretty gory kills.
But,
And
like, there has
what
to
do you
also
got?
be a gimmick.
Like, the Cupid mask? Or, like, the
Yeah, like
Urban
this guy-
Legends-y way
this-
killed people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, the meat hook thing.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Summer. We need to watch I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, I agree. But I thought it was good. It had one of the most impressive kills in horror history.
Which one?
The one where she gets shot with the arrows.
And then falls over the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jessica Cauffiel. She took one for the team because she got bruised up pretty badly getting shot by real arrows.
She actually died.
They literally killed her for this movie. To this day, we all think that she's still on a vacation to Los Angeles.
Yeah. That was a pretty good kill. I like how the killer messed with them. Like, one time. But, like, okay. No, like, okay. So he just straight up kills, what's-her-face in the morgue. Just straight up, like, kills her. Doesn't mess... Like, she gets a card, and then he's like, boom, dead. Okay, whatever. That's fine. But then, that scene where he sends the chocolate candies that have maggots in it, like, that's just him toying with them. But that's the only time he does it. He's just like, I'm just gonna mess with them one time.
That's true. But I also think it's interesting how he sent, like, a gift to one set of people.
That's
but,
what I'm
like,
saying. But then none of the other ones.
Well, he sent, like, the cards to everybody.
Well, they got a card too.
Yeah.
They got cards and chocolate.
Right, but it also boggles my mind that he didn't send the chocolates to the fat girl.
Right, I know. This is literally what happened. He was like, I'm gonna mess with them. Like, he didn't think it through. He just, like, walked past a candy shop that had maggot candy, and he's like, this will be funny. I'm just gonna send it to the nearest girl I can think of. It's just like, boom.
But, like, how does one go about getting chocolates with maggots in it?
Apparently, it's pretty easy.
Like, what? How do you think that conversation goes with a candy store? Like, hey, I need you to make a box of chocolates, and I need it to have maggots inside of it.
I don't, like, they weren't even crawling out of the chocolate. They were
No,
literally, you had
like
to wait till you bit into it.
But, like, I feel like chocolate involves a lot of heat.
Right,
and baking.
that would kill the maggots.
Yeah. So, how does that work?
Probably the same way you buy drugs. Like, everyone has has a drug guy and then, like, a maggot candy guy.
Do you think that there's just, like... there's, like, a candy guy out there that only makes candies for serial killers?
Yeah.
Like, hey, Harvey, what do you need this week? Like, I don't know. You got some with, like, razor blades in it or something?
That's
right.
right.
I got you.
Yeah, there's probably a specialist out there. He probably makes buku bucks.
You know who I bet it is?
Untapped market. That's what I'm saying we should get into.
Don't think you should have just said that on a podcast. But do you know who makes deadly candy for people?
Who?
Sam from Trick or Treat.
That's right.
Boom.
Boom. Movies connected.
We just created the horror movie multiverse thing.
That would be amazing.
The horror cinematic universe.
That would be amazing. I'd watch that crossover.
You know what I really just want now?
A crossover?
I literally just want someone to go back to, like, every horror movie that's ever been made and digitally put Sam, like, just chilling in the background of,
that would
like,
be
different
amazing.
scenes. Like, we need these people to George Lucas this nonsense.
That would be amazing.
So, that's all I have to say about that.
I don't even know where to start with this movie. Just because it's just, I have so many thoughts that they're just coming rapid fire right now.
Okay, so let me get this out of the way real quick.
Okay.
So, interesting thing, the killer, who is, in fact, Jeremy Melton, the kid that they pick on from the beginning of the movie, but we won't tell you who,
I probably will, just to give you a heads up.
Oh, we're going to get there eventually. Kills each of the girls in a way that's fitting with how they...
Okay, no.
Rejected him in the beginning of the movie. Did you look this up already?
No, I didn't.
Then let me finish before you tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
When you tell me that I'm wrong, you're saying that the internet is wrong.
The
and
internet is wrong.
Never wrong. Okay. Shelley says, in your dreams, loser. She dies laying on her back like she's sleeping.
Okay, no, that's stupid. They're reaching there.
Lily says,
most
ew.
people die on their backs.
Not when you're running away from a serial killer 9 times out of 10.
Okay.
Lily says, ew. Gets the maggots.
Oh, see, that's why she got the maggots.
And she says ew to that. But then she's killed in a dumpster.
Ew.
I'm really glad that you did that. Paige says, I'd rather be boiled alive. She dies in a hot tub and gets electrocuted.
Wait. Tell me about the one that dies on their back again. Oh, in the
Shelley
morgue.
in the morgue.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then Dorothy says, he attacked me. And he attacks her.
What?
Because remember, she's wearing the costume at the end and he just pew, 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 pew.
He attacked her or he shot her?
He attacked her.
I think he shot her.
Well, he had to attack her to put her in the costume.
Yes, but we didn't see that, so I'm going to go with he shot her.
Okay, how else is he going to get her into the costume other than attacking? Answer,
do you think he would have shot Katie if she didn't dance with him? Kate?
in the very end of the movie?
Yeah.
I don't know, but to continue with the trend, Kate says maybe later. And so that's
maybe
why
he'll kill her later.
That's why she lives.
Or
Because she
he'll kill her
dances
later.
with him in the end.
Yeah.
Just like he planned for
Yeah.
all of those years. After obsessing about these people who picked on him in 6th
Well,
grade.
to be fair, they sent him away to a reform school because she
Okay,
lied about
but,
it.
like,
So
But like,
no, I mean that's a good reason to hold a grudge. I mean, get some
from
counseling.
6th grade into adulthood?
Well, yes, because
Is
he
it a reason to kill people?
No, I said get some counseling. It's a reason you need counseling. It's no reason to kill people. But he did.
He did.
I don't think he'll get away with it, though.
Maybe.
I bet he does not.
My biggest regret in life is that there is no Valentine 2.
Yeah.
Like, Urban Legend spawned this massive franchise of 3 whole movies.
Have we watched them?
We talked about all of them on the
Oh,
podcast.
man. I don't remember the third one.
That's the really bad one, the made-for-TV one, Bloody Mary.
Oh, yeah.
Remember where the girl got locked in the
with Kate,
suitcase?
whatever.
Kate Mara.
Yeah.
All right. It's 1988. San Francisco. 6th grade, junior high, Valentine's
I'm glad we got a
Day
year on this.
dance. Jeremy Melton, this kid who looks very angry already, with glasses and buck teeth. All he wants is a dance. Mm-hmm. He asks several girls, and they all reject him. Mm-hmm. And eventually he says, you know what? I'm going to go be a nice guy to the fat girl. And he says,
I don't think that's what he said. I think he was literally asking anybody that moved and had boobs, will you dance with me?
Okay, but it's like 6th grade. Also, it's like very ambiguous when you're watching the movie, like what era the movie thinks that it takes place in. Because like Paige looks like she just got done go-go dancing from the late 60s. But like everybody else looks like it might be like an early 90s dance.
Late 80s.
Late
I think
80s.
88's a good year.
I don't know. I'm just going off of what Wikipedia says.
It's probably right. I trust Wiki.
So Dorothy says, you know what? I'll dance with you. But we got to do it under the bleachers. Which should have already been a red flag for Jeremy.
Right.
Then Mickey shows up. Shameless.
Yeah.
He says, what's going on over here? And she's like, he attacked me.
They were very clearly making out.
Whoever believes that is a moron.
I think they were just looking for an excuse to beat him up. Which, like, this poor kid, he's already very unattractive and already very, like, has no friends and an outcast. And then they're just like, oh, we need a reason to also beat him up.
Yeah.
Where are those kids now? They should have connected them. That's who, what's his face should have been.
Jason? Campbell?
Yeah,
I agree.
Oh, missed opportunity, Mr.
Right.
Blanks.
But then, like, she would know who he is.
They could have lost touch, and then he's just, like, using her to reconnect.
Yeah, but
it
then,
still
like,
could have worked. It still could have
but
worked.
it just adds, like, a whole lot of extra stuff that they gotta explain.
Well, they could have cut out
and
a lot of extra stuff.
There's a lot of stuff that
Like
they
the
already
dating
cut out of this
scene.
movie, and, like...
Do we need Katherine Heigl? No.
I mean, to be fair, if we didn't have Katherine Heigl, we wouldn't have the image in our head of a serial killer running around naked.
I don't know why you love it so much.
It's just so funny to me. Because, okay, like, any horror movie, there's always that scene where the serial killer, for the sake of just messing with the audience, messes with the person in the movie instead of just straight up killing them.
I think about that every time I watch a horror movie, Nigel. When they make phone calls, what's your favorite movie? Hang up the phone.
Yeah, but I also think about the fact
Boom,
that
you don't die.
if you're going to kill someone, it's a little redundant to wear a mask. They're not going to know who you were.
Yeah, but what if they get away?
What if they get away? Don't let them get away. If you don't,
Be a better killer.
if you don't mess with them, then they're not going to get away.
Just kill them from behind.
Drew
and you
Barrymore
wouldn't have to
almost
stop.
made it.
Oh, you're not wrong.
So, Katherine Heigl, she goes... We'll go back to her date in a second. But she's in the morgue... Not in the morgue. She's in the lab, getting to dissect a cadaver, hears a noise, checks out the noise. It's some guy...
That we
hanging
never
out,
see again. Missed opportunity.
also, hanging out in the dark. This whole scene's in the dark. Why?
This whole scene was dumb.
I don't know. She goes back into the thing, goes to start cutting the guy, and he starts breathing. And it's very obvious from the looking at him on the table that he is butt naked. She leans back in fear. Her real cadaver falls on her. She turns around. Killer's gone, which means that he somehow silently
Got up off a metal table with
leapt
tools.
off of a metal table. She didn't recognize him because do you think that he left? Do you think he had his mask on the whole time? So not only is he naked, but he just has a Cupid mask on.
Maybe.
And then where does he go? Because all of the nearest
that room was
exits,
so big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's no way that she doesn't
He goes
turn
in that
around
behind
and
the curtain though.
Right. But that's still on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
So he had to literally snap his fingers, click his heels together, and wish that he was behind that curtain.
In that clothes on.
And had all of his clothes on.
Maybe he's a witch.
That would be insane.
That's how he got the maggots and the chocolate.
What if being picked on as a kid? What if he's Harry Potter?
What if he's Harry Potter?
Getting picked on as a kid. And he's like, that's the boarding school you went to. It's
Maybe
Hogwarts.
Hogwarts. Harry Potter turns out to be a serial killer. You don't know.
He definitely would have been in Slytherin, let's be real.
Yeah. I got a PSA for everyone.
PSA.
This is why you're nice to people in high school, in elementary school, in junior high, in life in general. You should be nice to everyone that you meet because you don't know if they're going to turn out to be a serial killer. You don't know. Like, I have no fear that anyone from my high school is going to come kill me because I was nice to everyone in my high school. And so they have no reason to come kill me.
There's a very funny Dane Cook joke where he talks about that weird guy in your office and how he would always bring him a candy bar so that the day that the weird guy shot up the office,
exactly,
he would stop by and just say, thanks for the candy bar. And
right.
then just continue his rampage.
Right. That's why you should always be nice to everybody. Okay, my PSA is done. I just wanted to get that out.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Let's back up for a second.
Okay.
Because we forgot my favorite part of this movie.
Do you have another favorite part besides him being naked?
Well, okay. Honestly, everything up until Katherine Heigl dying is
pretty
my
great.
favorite part of the movie.
It's like Jamie Blank starts out really great, and then he just doesn't know what to do.
Right. So, okay, let's be real for a second. This is grade A bad movie making. But, like, because Jamie Blanks did not set out to make a bad movie.
No.
In fact, I would argue this is like a 2/3 of a good movie.
Yeah.
Just let's give some breathing room to some things. Let's flesh out some ideas.
Maybe 1/3 of a good movie.
Okay, Caitlin, this movie's amazing.
I mean, but like
this movie's perfect.
Like,
there's nothing wrong with
objectively
this movie.
good, not like
okay, but
good
like
bad.
this movie's perfect. So everything from like the beginning of the movie to Katherine Heigl dying is the best part of this movie.
Yes.
Minus, you kind of have to ignore the whole setup of why he kills people. So skip over the dance. Pretty much anything with Katherine Heigl is the best part of this movie is what I'm saying. She goes out on a date with this guy named Jason, who talks about himself in the third person.
Yeah, Jason Likey.
Jason?
Isn't he talking about a Scream movie?
Huh?
He's talking about some horror movie on their date.
No, he's talking about why they should have sex with each other because he is like some kind of perfect specimen in his mind.
Yeah, but no, he talks about he talks about some horror movie because he talks about like the reason so-and-so's mom killed. He's talking about some horror movie at dinner. He's like, and Jason's mom.
He's talking about himself.
You know what?
Because his name is Jason.
I don't. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Did you figure it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Jason's mom is not Jason from. Okay. Keep going. I thought he was talking about Jason from Friday the 13th.
So he basically, Katherine Heigl, Shelley is like, this date's over.
She
Ask for the
writes,
check.
"Help me in her mashed potatoes."
And he does not notice.
No.
Because he is the worst date in the history of dates. Mm-hmm. You know who would have been a better date? That guy who can't speak up at speed dating and is in the
I love that
movie.
it comes back.
I do too. I'm so glad that you noticed that. He then proceeds to tell her all of the things that she ate, and not gonna lie, kind of makes her sound like a fatty.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I see how this is. I have to pay for this." Mm-hmm. But then he's still like, "Aren't you gonna give Jason a kiss?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you made me pay for my dinner."
Right, you talked about yourself the whole time.
And then she leaves, and then he turns around and says to this girl, "Jason likes your dress."
Yep.
And she is apparently into that because he walks over to her.
Or she's about to run away.
Yeah, or that. Plot point. We then proceed to think that Jason is the killer through the rest of the movie, even though we never see him ever again.
No, we see him again.
Oh, wait, we see him at the art thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, literally it's just like, "Oh, hey, Jason," and then the scene moves on.
Yeah. Which they should have done more with that. But
They probably should have done more than just say, like, "We think it might be Jason I don't remember his last name, but it starts with an M because Jeremy Melton, his name is JM.
Right.
And we want you to think that they're both the same person."
right.
And realistically, he would be the, like, most likely analog modern day version of him.
Yeah.
Rather than who it actually is.
So that's when Katherine Heigl goes back and gets killed at the morgue. Because after a bad date, you definitely want to go work on cutting people open.
That's what I was thinking. All right. So Kate and Paige go speed dating. It's a disaster. And then when Kate thinks that she's meeting a guy, Paige says, "Hey, what's up, boy?"
Yeah, kind of rude.
Yeah, but also he is not an attractive individual.
No, he's not.
He definitely looks like the type of guy that
Would be at speed dating.
would be. It's exactly. That's a good way to describe him. He's got.
But I think we're supposed to think he's attractive.
Well, I think the movie wants us to think that Paige is the most attractive of the girls,
Right.
which means that
So,
she's going to
if
go
she
with the
f-
most attractive guy.
Right.
But he's got weird teeth
And
a
eyes.
weird jaw. Overall, he looks odd.
Yeah.
And that's really all I have to say about that, because then they find out that Shelley died.
Yeah. They get a phone call on their way home from speed dating.
Which, it kind of seems like the same night they find out that Shelley died.
Yeah.
But I don't know how, because I don't know who would be in the morgue that late besides
Maybe
Shelley to
that
see
guy
that
came
she
back.
died. Yeah, but, like, he left.
Okay. Maybe you forgot something else.
Honestly, it's not the most egregious thing that the movie does, but it is.
Yeah, don't get hung
Okay.
up on this.
So they go to the funeral. Mm-hmm. We meet Adam.
Is that really the next thing that happens? They go to the funeral?
Yeah.
Okay.
They meet Adam, or we meet Adam, David Boreanaz. Shot all of his scenes in like 2 weeks. Katherine Heigl did
Why
her
is that?
scenes in 3.
Katherine Heigl did her scenes in 3, and David did his
3
in,
days. Yes.
Oh, 3 days, and David did 2 weeks. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought you meant 3 weeks. I was like,
Because she had to go be on the show Roswell,
what? Okay.
and he had another show that he was doing. What was he? I don't remember what he was doing. Maybe it was Angel. I don't know if they came out at the same time.
Wow.
But he had something going on, so he could only shoot for like 2 weeks. Shelley got a card before she died, signed JM. Mm-hmm. Something about roses are red, I'll slit your neck or something.
And he does.
And he does. That's how she dies.
And then, like, when we see the killer, the killer, like, stabs Shelley through, like, a body bag. Or, like, he opens up the body bag and stabs Shelley. or slits her throat after like stabbing a whole bunch of other body bags. And then we see his nose starting to bleed from the cupid mask that he's wearing.
Yeah, which is a very odd thing to do while wearing a mask, but I guess...
Yeah, it perfectly comes through the mask. No, that would get stuck up all in that mask.
Yeah, that would not drip through there. But I mean, for the sake of, you know, again, that is probably pretty far down on the list of complaints about this movie.
Yeah.
Because it weirdly makes sense, even though it doesn't. So then, basically all the girls get cards saying, "I'ma kill you, JM." Mm-hmm. It's a Valentine's card. Kate is in the shower. She hears something in the hall, sees a cupid mask, and goes back. Her water's shut off. She's got shampoo in her hair.
And she says, "How am I supposed to get the shampoo out of my hair? I gotta be at work in 30 minutes.
Yeah, this is a valid question. All right, so you're in the shower. You hear something outside. You've already put shampoo in your hair. Mm-hmm. This is an age-old question. This is a problem that we've all encompassed at least once in our lives. She gets out of the shower before washing her hair off.
Right.
Goes through the whole thing of the thing with the cupid mask and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Goes back in there. Water magically is gone.
Right, her water like stopped working.
Which, had she just washed her hair off, this would not be a problem.
Right. So
that mask was not going anywhere.
Always wash your hair before you get out of the shower.
Bingo. Unless the water shuts off while you're in the shower, you have no reason to not rinse off.
Well, to be fair, I would be scared too. I would be too scared to rinse out my hair because you have to like close your eyes and stuff. I'd be like, no, I'm gonna die. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I think it's worth it because then you don't have to.
It's worth dying.
Then you don't have to put your head in the toilet.
Okay, well, I wouldn't do that.
What would you do?
I would just
sit
wrap
there
it.
with shampoo in your hair.
No, I would wrap it in a towel and drive to my friend's house and be like, I'm using your shower.
Name one friend that you can drive to right now.
David's.
You can get that well water all up in that hair.
Well, better than toilet water.
Some would disagree. Yeah, so Kate's got toilet water hair. Very sexy. We also learned that she always leaves her iron plugged in.
Why does she do so much ironing all the time?
She does a lot of ironing, apparently. Paige and Lily. Is it Lily?
Yeah, Lily.
They get the chocolates because they are videotape dating. Very fun. Mm-hmm. My sister said, "What's that?" And I said, "That's how people dated before the internet."
That's kind of funny. She didn't know that.
It's just kind of goes to show you how different our lives are. Mm-hmm. Dorothy basically just hates her Asian stepmom.
Asian stepmom, yeah. I thought you said agent, yeah.
Campbell shows up, is like, "Hey, I gotta live with you." And
Campbell's somebody
cool
like
with
she
that.
met at yoga.
Yeah, like a month ago.
And she just lets him like live with her.
Yeah. There's a police officer investigating the murder. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And the girls are like, "We got these cards." And he's like, "I just told you I was looking for Jason something or other. And you got cards that say, 'I'ma kill you,' signed JM. Didn't think to say anything." And they're like, "Now that you say it like that, it seems so obvious that was who's killing people." I'm trying to like jump over some of the like boring stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of just like this movie moved like pretty slow at some points.
60% of this movie is like a CW TV show.
That's so true.
Not even no. CW, no. Like early 2000s ABC Family show. This is like
CW-ish.
This is like Charmed, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like all of those movies. Mm-hmm. Except those are TV shows.
Oh, I forget. One important thing that you forgot is that we are introduced to Adam and we find out he has a drinking problem.
Yes, Adam has a drinking problem. Conveniently bought his buddy a bottle of tequila. Although I really do think that he just bought that bottle for his buddy and had no plans of drinking
because nobody
it.
drinks tequila gold.
Yeah, this is like the most generic looking bottle of tequila ever. My sister, she thinks that she's a tequila connoisseur. And I said, hey, is that good tequila? And she said, what? And she was on her phone.
That's accurate.
So then they're like, Lily's like, hey, you should all come to my boyfriend's art show. And they say, great. And I said, wait a minute, weren't you just internet dating?
Yeah, that's so true. I
weren't
never
you just
even thought about
videotape
that.
dating? And she's like, nope, I'm dating Max.
Oh, that's right.
Unless Paige is just obsessed with dating. And
Yeah.
she was watching the videos for her own health. Max is a pervert because his whole art show is just close-ups of body parts. Mm-hmm. And because this movie takes place on or somewhere around the general thought of Valentine's Day, he is like, it's all about love and whatnot. So women have to go one way and guys have to go the other way. Very curious to know what the guy section looked like if the women's section was the way that it is. Like, let me paint you a picture of this. Literally, the whole art exhibit is posters of bodies and video screens that are close-ups of people's mouths saying, love me, love me, tell me about your day, love me.
Yeah, that was bad.
Lily's making out with Max. Some girl shows up and starts undressing and touching herself. It was very awkward. Mm-hmm. Lily gets mad and storms off and dies.
Yeah. Oh, we should talk about the music going on.
Oh, the very, like, late 90s, early 2000s Marilyn Manson soundtrack.
Yeah. That was some good stuff.
You know, I love the soundtrack to this movie, and
I know.
I don't care.
It was pretty good. All right.
What happened to the early 2000s?
What was worse music, early 2000s or 90s?
Does it boggle your mind that in 1 year this movie will be 20 years old?
Oh, gosh, that's upsetting. Yeah, I don't like that.
So Lily dies, and in typical Jessica Cauffiel fashion, they say, oh, she went to Los Angeles. Because that's exactly what happens to her character in Urban Legend Final Cut. Mm-hmm. They say, oh, she went to Los Angeles. We have no reason to suspect that she's been killed.
No. Even though all of her friends died.
Well, then there's that too. Dorothy is having a big party.
Oh, this is why this movie's called Valentine. It's she's having a party on Valentine's Day.
Right. Not the fact that everybody's giving each other Valentines. And that the kid was bullied on Valentine's Day dance. There's lots of Valentines in this, but this
is the
this
reason.
party is the reason that they call this movie Valentine.
Right.
Oh yeah, Campbell is a scumbag. Let's just leave it at that.
Yes.
He gets an axe in the back.
Yeah.
Why
he
does he
deserves
die?
an axe in the
I mean,
back.
he like kind of doesn't deserve anything good to happen to him. I don't want to say he deserves an axe in the back.
I don't know. The world's a better place. He already stole like a whole bunch of money and this girl's trust fund. Basically what he does is he goes around from woman to woman and is like, oh, I love you. And then they let him move in and then he gets access to their trust fund and then just takes all their money. So he was doing that with, what's her name? Dorothy. And then he ends up dying.
Yeah, which Dorothy is particularly vulnerable because she was the fat girl.
Right.
But
Oh,
she's
and-
still also kind of heavier than all the other ones, let's be honest.
Yeah, but when they say that they're looking for a JM, Dorothy tells a story about how Jeremy Melton was a kid in their high school and how he was sent away to a reform school because of her. And then her friends say, but Dorothy, he attacked you, right? And she's like, no, not really. It was just what I said because I was the fat one and you guys would never forgive me for making out with Jeremy Melton.
Which, like, none of them were really in the same group of friends at the dance.
No.
So that's a good question, is, like, How did they know each other?
Right.
Did they know each other before the dance? These are the things that need to be answered.
There should be a prequel and a sequel to this movie.
Yeah, the prequel will just be called February 13th.
Yes.
And the sequel will be called St. Patrick's Day.
Leap year.
That's actually... There should be a horror movie called Leap Year.
There is. I'm certain of it.
We'll figure this out. If there is, it's going on this podcast because conveniently
You know it's
a
podcast.
leap year.
Okay.
So everybody's at the party. Adam is there. The police detective calls up Kate. He's like, hey, Jason got out. I'm coming to the party to make sure he's not there. Paige pours wax on Brian's crotch area.
Which was highly deserved because he basically is so rude to her and through the whole movie and then like says, yo. And then she pours wax on him and is well deserved.
I just think it's funny that in typical slasher movie pun, he says, wax it. And she says, you still want me to wax it? And then pours candle wax on it.
Well deserved.
Yes. But let's be real. The best line of this movie is when she says, you came up here to show me your penis.
Yeah.
Mad respect for Paige in that moment.
Yeah.
Because it just goes to show you that she's just not a slutty girl. She just likes dating.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we don't really ever see her hook up with any guy obsessively in this movie.
She just likes to lead guys on.
Like who, though?
I don't know. She just dates a lot.
That's what they say, but we never see it happening.
That's true.
Arguably, she's the most monogamous person in this movie.
True.
Because who went to speed dating while they were dating somebody else?
Well, she didn't want to go, but
Yeah, that's also true. So after Paige does the waxy nonsense, she's like, you know what? I'm going to go hang out in the hot tub. Because she knows how to party like an introvert.
That's right.
And while she's in the hot tub, who comes up? It's the killer. And
This is a good death.
it is a pretty solid death. I will give it 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
He closes the lid of the hot tub on her, which is
Already horrifying.
Oh, yeah. I have so much anxiety thinking about it.
Yeah.
And he takes a drill and tries to drill holes at her through the thing, which I don't know why she doesn't just, like, sink down to the bottom of the hot tub.
Because you can't hold your breath that long.
Okay, but, like, all you have to do is just take a deep breath, go down.
You can only do that so much.
But whenever he pulls the thing up, you go back up, and then you go back down. There's no... That drill was not long enough to reach her all the way at the bottom.
No, I understand that, but you can only hold your breath for so long.
Right, so you go back up, and you take a breath when he pulls the
Yes,
drill
but
out,
I'm saying,
and
like,
then
you
go back
can
down.
even only do that for so long before you pass out.
Well, she's got to do it long enough to survive.
Okay.
Also, I don't really understand why he didn't just throw the drill in there with her
In the
to
first
start
place.
with.
Right. But he ends up doing that.
But he does, and that's what gets her.
Yep. Electrocution. But he does nail her in the shoulder.
Yeah, which, like, compared to the other kid, like...
Yeah, but all that together, worst kill.
Oh, for sure. Ooh, I don't know. I don't like it when the girl gets her head with the glassy stuff.
Oh, hot tub worst kill.
Yeah, that's true. Drowning sucks.
Yeah.
His drill shenanigans shuts down the power at the party.
Oh, you forgot about him killing the one girl, though.
What one girl?
With the glass in the shower.
Oh, yeah. He kills Campbell's previous girlfriend.
Yeah, by, like, nailing her throat through some shattered glass.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, I don't
Although,
like that.
you do kind of think for a minute that he's going to sauna her to death.
Yeah, that would have been a good death.
That would have been solid 10 out of 10. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, well, party's over. Mm-hmm. But you know who's the party isn't over for? Adam.
And.
Kate.
And.
Dorothy.
Yep.
and the detective.
Well, party's over for him.
Yeah. Detective gets decapitated.
Yeah, we don't see that death, though.
We don't. So Adam, lifelong alcoholic. Kay catches him drinking. She's like, I don't want to be around you. And he is still there. And he's like, hey, girl, what's up? He's like, we should talk about my drinking. And she's like, oh, my gosh, you were the killer this whole time. And he's like, I literally don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I guess I would kind of suspect him to be the killer because he did have a killer walk. It was very like...
But he was also drunk.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah. He's also just kind of like whispering and trying.
But if he's killing all these people drunk, that's impressive.
That was also what I thought. So, again, kind of just adds to the not satisfying part. Also, he does not have
Or
the
he's
same
not really
physique
drunk.
as the killer.
Yeah, that's true too.
So she's like, oh my gosh, you're the killer. She starts fighting him to defend himself. He's like, I literally have no clue what's going on. But he's like trying to follow her and talk to her. Doing the right thing, I would argue.
Okay.
He's trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
But like he does.
But he's also like the killer, so.
But like, yes, he is the killer. Spoiler alert, Adam is the killer. We'll tell you why in a minute.
We'll tell you why.
Well, yeah, because it gets confusing. But like literally through this whole thing, he's just like, Kate, I literally just want to talk to you. And she, you know what she does? She picks up a champagne bottle
I would
and
be a little
smashes
scared
him
though.
against it.
Well, I think because I think they have a past where he got drunk before and hurt her.
But they do nothing to establish that.
But they imply it.
But like they
Well,
really,
like they imply it.
like they really don't.
They imply it. So.
They at
It's
no
pretty much
point.
implied.
It's pretty much not implied.
Hate you. It's implied. Keep going.
Okay, for the sake of argument, let's say that maybe they at least thought about putting it in this movie. Mm-hmm. She pulls a gun on him. Mm-hmm. Then, you know who shows up? The killer. She tumbles down the stairs with the killer. And she's like, oh my gosh, this sucks. I cannot get up quickly enough. The killer jerks up. You know who shoots him? Adam. Pew, 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 pew. Killer's dead. In like any good horror movie with a killer in a mask, you have to say,
Who's behind the
this
mask?
And do you know who's behind the mask?
Who?
Dorothy.
What?
But we just said that Adam was the killer.
So that can't... They're siblings.
Hold
They were working
on.
together the whole time.
Hold on to your butts. Kate says, why would somebody do that? Adam says, I don't know. Loneliness, LOL. Because he knows what's up. Mm-hmm. He's holding her. They're waiting for the police to get there. Mm-hmm. Nose starts bleeding. Mm. Cut to black. End of movie.
That's a good ending.
I think that's a pretty solid ending.
I think it's a great ending.
I love the ending of this movie.
I think it's great.
Do
Your
I
mom
love
was
it?
like, wait.
What is
His
happening?
nose is also bleeding.
Look at that.
What are the odds?
Yeah, Mom, because he's the killer.
I love your mom so much.
I know, it's great. I will miss watching bad movies with them because
I think we should still come over for pizza and movies.
they take it to a whole nother level.
They do. They're special.
Did I miss anything else that was fun?
No.
This whole movie is a wild ride
Yeah.
from start to finish.
If you feel like you need a new Valentine's Day tradition, I say go get some chocolates and put on this movie.
Right. Pour yourself a little wine.
Yeah.
You know what? Get a fondue pot going. And just watch some Valentine.
Yeah. You will not regret it.
No, definitely not. I know what you're thinking, but Nigel and Caitlin, you just told us the ending of the movie. Oh.
Gets better.
Or did we?
I told you they're siblings.
So, let's go to the most important question of the podcast.
What was your worst Valentine's Day?
Everyone until I met you.
Aw, that's a lie. Thanks, honey. What?
I see that look in your face. I was going to ask if Adam and Kate have any chance of surviving this movie. Oh, you know what we forgot to talk about?
What?
The fact that Kate's apartment neighbor
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
looks
his
like
death.
Ben Stiller
He does.
and talks like Ben Stiller from Dodgeball.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Crossover. We need a crossover of that.
this is a 3-way crossover.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, how you doing, Kate?
Yeah. I
You
want to
look
be your
great,
mate.
Kate.
Kate.
I want to be your mate, Kate.
That's a good impression of him.
He also dies with an iron while wearing Kate's underwear.
Yeah, because he was weird.
Which I didn't realize this until the third time, and I feel very dumb for this. He was in her apartment.
Right.
Well, okay, I thought it was one of those things where they were like, oh, is the killer in her apartment? It's gonna get him. Like, look, it's her apartment, you know, because the iron's there, but like then you turn and like he's there and you're
Yeah,
like,
and he's
oh, we're in
wearing
his
your clothes.
Well, yeah, but then not only that, like while
There's
it's killing it, it
pictures.
zooms in on the. I felt dumb.
It's okay. It's okay.
Gary. That's
Gary.
His name. Good old Gary.
Yeah.
Likes wearing women's underwear.
Yeah.
His-
But like his neighbor.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I mean,
Don't wear your neighbor's underwear.
yeah. You know what? I mean, if you want to.
Don't do your neighbor's. It's inappropriate.
Okay, let's back up. Let's clarify this. Don't go into your neighbor's apartment when they're not there and wear their underwear.
Especially don't do it when they're there if they have not invited you over to do so.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you're uninvited
Right.
and they don't want you wearing your underwear,
Don't do it.
don't do it.
If they invite you over, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah. What happens between you guys when you're invited over? That's fine. Just don't tell me about it.
Or don't do it uninvited.
Or don't do it uninvited.
That's the most important part of this. Uninvited underwear wearing is forbidden.
Yeah. There's a strict no policy on that one. But do you think they're gonna last?
I don't know. This is a very hard question.
Because I for sure think that she does not think that he's the killer anymore. And I
But
think,
what if she feels the blood on her face
I
and
mean,
puts it together?
she could just say like he could just say
Actually,
like, oh,
she wouldn't know his nose. She never saw him. She wouldn't know that his nose.
exactly.
Oh man.
So it could just be like a stress.
Then yeah,
induced.
they're definitely gonna last because
If they don't, he'll kill her.
yes, and like once you're through that psychological trauma of losing all of your friends, he has now set up a perfect relationship.
He's basically Stockholm syndromed her.
Yes, that's exactly what he's done. And so he like this is what they talk about in abusive relationships. Like if you're ever in a relationship with somebody where they try to get you not to talk to your friends or family, like that's an abusive relation. Well, that's the start of a abusive relationship.
Not the
And-
killing part.
That's a whole other type of relationship. But then if he kills all of her friends, he's just set it up so she can't talk to anyone. So yeah, they're going to last, but because he's gonna mess with her mind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
But like, what if let's just say, for the sake of argument, what if he just got everything out of his system? Like, what if he's like completely normal for the rest of their lives? What if they move away, meet new friends? He
Yeah.
stops drinking for real.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think it would be healthy.
Oh, definitely not. I have zero ideas on how to improve this movie.
You can't make it better. Like there's no way you could make this movie better.
That's also
Although I think that they should be siblings. But apart from that, you could not make this movie better.
okay. But like, is he gonna make out with his sibling? in
Have
the
you been to
beginning?
West Virginia?
Okay, but this movie takes place in
But
San
it could
Francisco.
take place in West Virginia.
But like, it does take place in San Francisco.
But like it could take place in West Virginia if you wanted it. And then they turn out to be siblings. And then they do killing things
Is this
together.
like a House of Wax situation?
What?
Where you remember how like there's like the two twins?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're killers. Killer siblings.
Okay.
I think that'd be good. But other than that, you cannot improve this movie. This movie cannot be improved upon. It is perfect.
Then where does it fall on our definitive bad movie date night ranking list?
Oh, man. Oh, no. This is such a hard one for me. Does it go before TerrorVision or after TerrorVision?
I kind of want to put it between...
I love TerrorVision.
Somewhere between House on Haunted Hill and Secret Obsession.
Is first of all way above that.
Okay, then it goes...
Because Little Italy should not be that high.
We literally had a conversation about this.
I know. And I said it shouldn't be that high.
You know what? I think you need to start... standing up to me more because...
I'm always right.
No, because sometimes you're like, hey, I think it should be here. And I say, hey, I think it should be here. And you're like, oh, okay.
Well, I don't want to get into the specifics. But I think that, where is it going to go? Before or after TerrorVision?
I say before.
Oh. But that theme song, TerrorVision.
Yeah, but this one has a whole soundtrack of early 2000s music.
But does it have a giant monster that they teach how to say things? No, it doesn't.
No, but arguably...
Does it have
movie...
a cable guy? Does it have weird sex pictures? Yes.
One thing it has in common. But I was going to say, arguably, this movie also is about a monster learning the power of love.
No. Oh! Which one? Okay, I do think it should go above TerrorVision because I do think I would watch it, but I would watch TerrorVision again in a second. But I think I would watch it yearly. I would also watch TerrorVision yearly. All right, let's think about it. The rewatchability is high.
Oh, so, I mean, we watched it twice in a week.
Yeah, and I did not get bored of it.
No.
What's the other factor?
Rewatchability, fun, and how bad it is.
It's very fun.
It is very fun, but
very
arguably, TerrorVision is more bad than this.
I think it should go after TerrorVision then, because
Think it should go
TerrorVision
after
is more bad.
But where...
Oh, but because our list is weird. Wait, no.
But, what I was going to say is, like, where TerrorVision is more bad, I feel like that's grammatically not correct.
It's not. Worse.
Where it's worse
Yeah.
in quality than Valentine.
Yeah.
Valentine makes up with rewatchability and fun.
Oh, I don't think so.
I think Valentine is a higher rewatchability for me.
I don't
than
think it's a
TerrorVision.
higher rewatchability for me, but I do think it's more fun to watch.
Okay.
So I'm okay with putting it before TerrorVision.
No, because based on what you said, it has to go after TerrorVision.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put it there.
Let's put
I'll
it
win this
after
one.
TerrorVision. Yeah, you can win this one.
Okay.
But, like, I don't want you to.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't want Little Italy to be that high, but it is. So
But, like, Little Italy's...
The rewatchability's high? You'd
Dude,
rewatch it again?
Honestly, if you told me I had to rewatch Little Italy once a week for the rest of my life, I probably would.
There's something wrong with you then,
I know,
because that is
but,
not a
like,
good movie.
It's not a good movie, but honestly, I just really want to watch Hayden Christensen be Italian for like a really long time. Also, I feel like maybe if we watch it enough time, we can figure out what happened to that stewardess. Like, I feel like the clues...
They probably have like posters in the background of some scenes. Like, have you seen?
Have you seen this girl?
Oh, that's funny.
So, I mean, it's basically like the Hayden Christensen Under the Silver Lake. It's one big mystery to be solved.
No.
There's hidden codes telling you what happened to this stewardess.
No. Okay, well, it's going under TerrorVision.
Okay, if you insist.
I do. One,
Do you
two,
have
three,
any-
4. It's number 5.
Yeah,
That's so exciting. We haven't had anything in the top 5.
I know. And it just
It was
occurred to me
very
that
long
Little Italy is like our highest ranked romantic comedy now.
Yeah? Well, technically, Oh, rom-com? Yeah, you're right. This is not a rom-com. It could be a
this
rom-com.
movie is a gaggle of laughs.
I laughed.
Do you have anything that you want to say to finish up?
I
This
love
is like the
Valentine's
longest
Day.
episode that we've done.
It's one of my favorite holidays. It's not my favorite holiday because I don't really care about the meaning. But aren't the colors so pretty for Valentine's Day?
Red, pink, purple, white.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. So I think that you should buy Reese Hearts, get a bottle of wine, and watch this movie. And you will not be disappointed.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. And that's my guarantee.
All right. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the podcast so you never miss out on another episode of Bad Movie Date Night. You know what I just remembered?
What?
We never introduced ourselves at the
Yes, you
beginning of
did.
the movie.
Because you said my wife and...
Right,
Me.
but I never said our names.
No.
I've been in a
everyone
really
knows
bad
who it
habit.
is.
Yeah, if you don't know who we are at this point, like, that's fine.
Go back to the beginning.
Go back to, at least, just go back a couple episodes.
Go watch Chop and Ma.
Yeah, watch Chop.
Or
and Block.
no. Watch Stalked by My Doctor, Patience Revenge.
That was a good one. Okay, what was I saying? You can subscribe to the podcast in your podcatcher of choice, like Apple Podcasts or
Our
Stitcher.
podcast is called
or-
Bad Movie Date Night.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I said that earlier, right?
Oh, no, I'm just saying it in case.
Yeah. Again, if you're listening to this, you probably already know all the information that I'm telling you, so I don't know why I have to tell people. But you know what? Listen to it anyway. Hit that subscribe. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram too. Journey into Film. We post cool stuff like essays and pictures, and actually that's pretty much it. And you can support us on Patreon, and whenever you do, you get access to our exclusive Patreon-only podcast, Bad Movie Date Night Third Wheel Edition, featuring my sister Bailey. And right now we're going through the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes series, so you won't want to miss out on that.
Got the Killer Tomatoes.
All right, and I don't know what we're doing next week. Probably another rom-com because it's still February. So we'll figure out what that is, and you'll be surprised.
Okay, see you next week.